Hello and welcome to The Long View with me, John Jordan. So today we're playing Dawn of Titans. It's a game still in soft launch. I have to point that out. It has been in soft launch for about 2 years. Should be coming out fairly soon. Developed by NaturalMotion and published by Zynga, who own NaturalMotion. So this is about a day 14, so basically a 2-week into playing the game. Excuse me. Let's see where we are. So we can see here, this is the basic base. It's in many respects a build and battle type strategy game. It has a few of its own special elements. So looks really nice, as you can see here. This is kind of the castle, your main element, and as you level that up, you get to level up other things. So we can see here the resources, gold and food, effectively, and then there's various resources, various kind of buildings around that. So we've got a gold vault and a food reserve and a gold reserve. So the vaults give you the kind of a way you store your resources, and then the vaults, if you're attacked, those bits can't be taken away, kind of thing. So like a 2-stage resource storage system. So excitingly or not, I finally upgraded enough gold, my gold mines, to be able now to upgrade my gold vault. Is this correct? Let's have a look. So there we go. So we can see here down the bottom it says the castle requirements. So the main thing is castle is level 5. My gold mines, 2 of my gold mines are at least level 4, and I've got enough gold. So it was, actually was quite a kind of a convoluted process to get to this level in terms of leveling everything up and getting the right amount of gold. So off we can go and do that. So we can see it's going to take an hour and a half. I mean, typical build and battle type thing. So we can collect some more resources. Interesting about this, in what I found in this game, is gold is in very short supply. So gold is a resource that you always want more of, and wheat, which is basically used for building units, is not in short supply at all. So basically there's just loads of wheat all the time that there's not a lot of use to you, and gold is the thing you kind of always want. Not particularly well balanced from that point of view, although obviously there may be other reasons for doing that. The other kind of few things I've noticed is, I mean, it's a very nice camera. You can move things around. It's not fully 3D, but quite free roaming. It's quite difficult to know what everything is. I mean, it's nice. The graphics and stuff are nice, but sometimes you're like looking, trying to find things, and it's quite hard to find them. Obviously, you can move stuff around, I suppose, but no, just the way that this game is kind of set out. You don't really, it's not really designed. You don't have walls in the same way you would in a Clash of Clans, so you're not really kind of grouping everything around certain key buildings. So sometimes I get a little bit confused about what's what. So here's our Hall of Titans. What can I do to upgrade this? So I can see here, to upgrade it to level 2, and my castle needs to be level 6, and I need loads more gold than I can even store at the moment, so that's not going to happen. And you kind of find in general that the base part of the game is very slow. I found them very kind of linear. So there's certain stages you have to go through. There's not a lot of options to do interesting kind of stuff, or choose to have any variation to what the design kind of tree resource. The upgrade tree is very much fixed on the resources that are available at that time. Very prescriptive, I guess we could say, which is maybe because the game has been in soft launch, designed a long time ago, so it's kind of hard to change that kind of stuff. So here's the army camp. If I upgrade this, I can upgrade. You can see I can have, instead of 30 troops at the moment, I can have 50, and I get more slots for taking them into battle. So obviously this is called Dawn of Titans. The big thing is Titans. So this is quite a weird thing I've been surprised about. So here's the Hall of Titans. So if we go in, so here's a Titan. It's kind of a bit weird that you can't really, unless I'm seeing something totally wrong, you can't really kind of see them all in a really obvious screen. If you go into this screen, so this is all the Titans I've got. So we can see many different levels, a lot of level 1 and 2s, which I don't really use. There's a level 9 one, which is this guy here, which is who I use all the time, pretty much. What else we got? We've got this guy here who's got these 2 axes. He's got a bit of a Parkinson's or something. He's got a bit of a judder. I don't know. He's Tourette's or something. And there's these kind of other freaky ones like these guys here. This is the first one you get. Oh, you can't see him because he's defending one of my bases. But the weird thing about the Titans is they're less interesting than I thought they were going to be, really. Particularly, I guess, in the levelling up process. So you have these 2 things. You have Ascension, but you have, like a lot of these games, you have to max out their levels in order to unlock that. You can see that the ascend just using the corn, and then you have the fusion, which is a typical kind of RPG thing. You can use other titans to consume. That's all fine. I mean, that all kind of makes sense in terms of RPGs. But in lots of other RPGs, you'd be more like a card system where you would get loads of kind of cards all the time of basically kind of low-level characters that you would just use to consume. That's kind of the point of them, is you're just getting loads of characters and you're kind of just using them up all the time. This is a little bit in between, because the Titans are more powerful. You know, they're much more, by far the most powerful unit on the battlefield. So they have that good kind of value. So you don't really want to just use them up all the time. But equally, you don't get loads of them. So it's quite hard to actually get any Titans. I think this is something that may potentially change when it goes into real launch, or when it goes live. So that's another thing. So you can see here. So at the moment, the setup is you get these different. You get the Altar of Titans. So that's how you get Titans. Effectively, you can earn them through kind of progressing through the game. But if you look at this is a hard currency. So it's 4,000 gems. I've only got 4. I've not spent any money. I've got 400. So there's quite a different approach taken in how the kind of Titans, what other games would be just known as heroes, how they kind of viewed in the game design. They're more powerful, and thus don't really fit into the current scheme of RPG, consumption, collection, and consumption, and evolution. And then you have these relic things as well. Again, interesting, but don't necessarily really work terribly well, I don't feel. So let's have a look if we can find one. So you can assign relics to Titans and buildings. Let's see if I've got anything here. Food reserve, so I don't have any ones for that. Let's go to this gold mine. So this gold mine has a 10% gold production relic attached to it. And because we're in soft launch, you can see here these are based on time, so it should only work for 8 hours. But I've had that one on for pretty much a week, so fiddling around with that. So there we go. So that's the base side of it. We've looked at the base side. Let's have a quick go into battle. So as kind of with the base side, actually, the battle side is a little bit prescriptive. There's very kind of you have different things different kind of missions. So there's just like basic resource missions. You can go and attack other people, get missions, and there's a few other campaigns. So there's a campaign mode, and then this is a factional mode where I'm trying to unlock a different type of unit, like a non-human unit. I think there's 4 different types. But we can see here. So this is like what I've attempted this level several times and failed. So we can see here the defensive strength is actually quite strong. So they've got 4 units. They've got 2 militia, 1 level 6 and 1 level 5, 1 set of archers level 6, and 2 sets of pikemen level 6. But because of the way that my base is building up, the most I can have, I have exactly the same units. There's not a lot of variation in the units from that point of view. Mine are all level 2, so a massive disadvantage there. Obviously, the Titan is supposed to make a difference. We can see here now at the top it says Army Strength, so we can see here. I've got to add my troops. Difficult to know what to do at this stage, really. Let's try this loadout. Loadout doesn't really matter that much. And you can see my strength is better than his strength, but equally his units are much stronger than my units, so it becomes I found it quite hard. So maybe just I'm bad at the game. Other thing here is these spells. So I mean, I haven't got any spells at the moment, but you can use spells on the battlefield. Again, that's something I imagine. It's kind of weird that they're locked. Build a spell forge. Okay, I don't know how to get a spell forge. Can I build a spell forge? No, nothing. I can't build that. So you can see here that there's I mean, again, should always point out the game's in soft launch, so not necessarily everything being it's not necessarily all joined up. Factional quests. Oh, so again, this isn't joined up. So this is in my factional quest. I could build a citadel, but I can't have unlocked it yet. So actually, I don't want to do that. What was I doing? Okay, let's just do a neutral attack then. So this is my base here. You can see I've got these other floating things I've captured around the outside, which I can never find the map to get to. So I can go and attack something here. Let's go and attack this windmill one. Again, we can see here defensive strength is actually quite strong. So level 4, 3 lots of level 4s. So militia and pikemen. So let's raid that. Let's put in 2 sets of archers. So we can see I should win this one fairly easily. Let's see. Again, we haven't got any spells. My Titan has some relics attached to him. Let's go into battle. So the battle stuff is nice. I just use the auto orders and just see I can, if I want to go in and do something special, I can. Let's see how it goes. So obviously everyone goes charging in, and the Titan does his stuff. He's kind of the main kind of cool, throw everyone in the air. So I'll win if, I guess, if my troops keep the other enemy troops away from my archers. If anyone comes through and attacks my archers, then I will. So let's take these guys and move them back over there. My archers will get it. No, come back. Come on over here. Oh, there we go. So my archers have got it now. So probably lost, because archers are not very good against militia. As you can see, my guys are just dying out, and they're going to kill this lot off as well. But I'd probably still win. So that's kind of the, you can see kind of if I didn't have a Titan, I'd very easily lose. I'm becoming a bit quite liking the battle a bit more. The start I didn't think there was enough variation. I think there probably could still be more variation. There's quite a limited amount of troops. Obviously there's no auto, there is kind of auto play, but you can't do things super fast. I think that's probably now the, wasn't necessarily sure about that at the time when I first started playing. I think that's probably the way to go. Although not having autoplay, I still think is a difficult thing to have in an RPG at the moment. I think people expect autoplay, certainly in the big Asian markets. So you might be interesting to see how it works. So yeah, you can see here, you can, if your units don't go below a certain level of health, you can reuse them, but they've all been killed off. So I'm not going to use any hard currency to resave them. I just make some more using soft currency. So my quest is complete. Get a reward. Okay. Oh, I've got a few. Build a second vault. Okay. So we can just go to, if I can ever find it, the barracks, and I can make some more. So I can see, let's get some more militia and some more archers. There we go. So there we are with Dawn of Titans. I still think the pace is a little bit kind of off in both sides of the build and battle. I think more and more I'm kind of becoming happier with the pace at the battle, or in the battle, although I kind of do think more units would probably match things up a little bit. The base building stuff is just super slow. I don't think there's any way you can get around that. Obviously that could be tweaked quite easily, I suppose, but NaturalMotion has always been quite careful about not wanting people to zoom through its content, so it's always been very much about kind of gating how much players can consume in any one go. So that might be the other kind of thought on it, and certainly Zynga cares a lot about the long-term retention of this game. Obviously there's a balancing act there between how much you give people to do that's exciting every day, and then that will attract them back again. You obviously need to, if you want to get people to day 30, a month of playing the game pretty much every day, it needs to be psychologically interesting to come back every day and not just dull. We'll see how they get on. But I guess the biggest surprise I'm kind of coming across is that just the Titans don't seem very well fleshed out as the key component, because clearly they should be the key component. Obviously, as we could point out again, this is in soft launch. Lots of things could change before it goes live. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's definitely interesting. The one thing I would say is I think just the game shows it's been designed probably about 3 years ago, and I'm sure it's been tweaked a lot along the way, but it feels like an old design when it comes to RPGs and battle and build. Anyway, thanks for watching. So this is the long view. This is where we play free-to-play mobile games for as long as we can, as long as they are exciting for us. So if that's your thing, do subscribe. Yes, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.